The sudden death of Finding Prince Charming contestant Chad Spodick at the age of 42 has sent shockwaves through the reality television community, the New York real estate world, and the many fans who followed his unforgettable journey on the groundbreaking 2016 dating series. Known for his charm, vulnerability, and willingness to walk away from the spotlight for the sake of his emotional well-being, Chad's passing has been described by loved ones as sudden and heartbreaking. While no official cause of death has been released, the loss has sparked an outpouring of grief, remembrance, and fundraising support to help his family with funeral costs and the care of his beloved animals. For those who watched him bare his soul on national television and later followed his successful professional life, the news feels deeply personal. This is the story of Chad Spodick, the man behind the reality TV persona, and the legacy he leaves behind. A sudden and shocking loss. According to a close friend who spoke with TMZ, Chad Spodick passed away earlier this week. The exact cause of death has not been disclosed, adding to the sorrow and unanswered questions surrounding his passing. His death was officially confirmed on Wednesday, leaving friends, fans, and loved ones reeling. Soon after the announcement, family friend Kate Werbowski launched a GoFundMe campaign to assist Chad's mother with funeral expenses and the ongoing care of Chad's 5 beloved pets, his 4 dogs and his cherished bird, Cosmo. In the fundraiser description, Werbowski wrote that Chad's death was sudden and heartbreaking, a phrase that has since been echoed across social media tributes. She described him as a man who encouraged those around him to grow and believe in themselves, highlighting the deep emotional imprint Chad left on the people in his life. His love for his animals also stood out as a defining part of his identity, a gentle, nurturing side that many fans remembered from his social media presence. From reality TV to real life, who was Chad Spodick? To many viewers, Chad Spodick was first introduced as one of the 13 hopeful suitors on Finding Prince Charming, the trailblazing same-sex dating show that aired in 2016. Often described as the LGBTQ+ answer to The Bachelor, the series followed interior designer and model Robert Sepulveda Jr. as he navigated romance with a house full of male contestants. Hosted by NSYNC star Lance Bass, the show made history as the first all-male dating competition on American television. Instead of roses, Sepulveda handed out black ties to the men he chose to keep each week. Chad quickly stood out, not just for his good looks, but for his emotional openness. He was candid about his personal struggles, especially when it came to trust and vulnerability in relationships. His willingness to discuss these insecurities made him one of the more relatable contestants in the house. By episode 6, Chad had become one of the final 5 men remaining in the competition, a testament to the strong connection he had developed with Robert. But in a move that surprised audiences, Chad chose to quit the show voluntarily. Rather than being eliminated, he made the deeply personal decision to walk away. Why Chad left Finding Prince Charming? During his time on the show, Chad spoke openly about his difficulties with trust, a result, many believe, of past heartbreaks that had deeply affected him. As the competition intensified and emotions grew stronger, those unresolved fears resurfaced. In episode 6, Chad made the courageous choice to step back, explaining that he didn't feel emotionally ready to fully commit in the high-pressure environment of reality television. It was a rare moment of vulnerability that resonated strongly with viewers. In a genre often criticized for manufacturing drama, Chad's departure felt raw and authentic. Instead of chasing fame or advancing further for exposure, he prioritized his emotional health, a move that would later define much of his public perception. Though he left before the finale, his presence continued to loom large in fan discussions for years afterward. The show's legacy and Chad's place in it. Finding Prince Charming ultimately aired only 1 season. Eric Leonardos, a Los Angeles-based hairstylist, won the competition, receiving Robert's final black tie in the season finale. However, much like many reality show romances, the relationship did not last long after filming ended. Despite its brief run, the series holds an important place in television history. It helped open doors for LGBTQ+ representation in mainstream dating formats and paved the way for future inclusive reality programming. Chad's role in that legacy is undeniable. As one of the standout contestants, he represented not just romance but emotional honesty. His struggles, his decision to leave, and his vulnerability all contributed to a more authentic portrayal of queer dating than audiences had previously seen on network television. Life after reality TV. Chad the real estate professional. After his reality TV appearance, Chad largely stepped away from the entertainment spotlight and refocused on his professional life. At the time the show aired, he was already working as a successful real estate agent in New York, a career he continued to build with determination and consistency. Those who worked with Chad in real estate describe him as driven, charismatic, and deeply trustworthy, qualities that likely helped him succeed in a competitive market. Clients often praised his sincerity and commitment to helping others find not just houses but homes. Unlike many reality stars who pursue influencer careers, Chad deliberately chose a quieter, more grounded path. He maintained a social media presence but focused primarily on his career, his animals, and his close circle of friends and family. A devoted animal lover. One of the most consistent themes to emerge following Chad's death is his unconditional love for animals. According to the GoFundMe organizer, Chad adored his 4 dogs and his bird, Cosmo. Friends say his pets were not just companions, they were family. Photos on his social media often showed him hiking, relaxing at home, or traveling with his dogs. He was known to prioritize their care, even adjusting work commitments to ensure they were well looked after. This is one reason why the GoFundMe campaign emphasizes the need to support his animals in the wake of his passing. With Chad gone, their future care has become a significant concern for his grieving family. The public reaction. Grief across 2 worlds. News of Chad's passing has impacted 2 distinct communities deeply. Reality TV fans. The New York real estate community. On social media, fans of Finding Prince Charming have shared clips from the show, screenshots of Chad's confessionals, and heartfelt tributes. Many recalled how his emotional honesty helped them feel seen during a time when LGBTQ+ representation on television was still limited. Others reflected on how powerful it was to see a man on a dating show choose mental health over competition. Meanwhile, in professional circles, colleagues described him as a reliable, energetic, and kind-hearted agent who built real relationships with his clients. Several coworkers have shared that Chad was known for encouraging others through career challenges and life struggles. The painful silence around the cause of death. As of now, no official cause of death has been released, and those close to Chad have remained private on the matter. This silence has left fans with unanswered questions, but it has also created space for respectful mourning without speculation. Kate Werbowski made it clear in the GoFundMe description that the family is focused on honoring Chad's life rather than dissecting the circumstances of his death. The language used, sudden and heartbreaking, reflects the shock still reverberating through his loved ones. Out of respect for the family's privacy, many fans have echoed calls to avoid rumors and focus instead on Chad's legacy. Mental health, reality TV, and the weight of vulnerability. In hindsight, Chad's story shines a light on a critical issue within the reality television industry: the lasting emotional toll of public vulnerability. While Chad was admired for his honesty on Finding Prince Charming, reality TV often accelerates emotional intimacy under intense pressure, all while thousands or millions of viewers watch and judge. Though Chad left the show years ago, many fans now wonder how that experience shaped him long-term. His willingness to speak about trust issues and emotional wounds on national television was courageous, but it also required immense emotional labor. His passing has reignited conversations around mental health support for reality contestants. Life after reality television. The public's responsibility toward the people behind the characters we see on screen. Chad's decision to leave the show when he felt emotionally overwhelmed now feels even more significant. It stands as one of the most human moments in the franchise's short history. Honoring Chad's legacy through giving. The GoFundMe created in Chad's honor has become a focal point for fans looking to turn grief into action. Funds raised will go toward funeral and memorial expenses, support for Chad's mother, ongoing care for his 4 dogs and bird, Cosmo. Supporters from across the country, many of whom never met Chad in person, have donated and left messages expressing gratitude for the way he shared his heart on television. For his mother, these gestures represent more than financial assistance. They reflect just how many lives Chad touched in ways he may never have fully realized. A life remembered, not defined by its end. At just 42 years old, Chad Spodick leaves behind a story that is both heartbreaking and inspiring. He was a reality TV pioneer in a groundbreaking LGBTQ+ dating series, a successful New York real estate agent, a devoted pet owner and animal lover, a friend who uplifted others and encouraged self-belief, a man brave enough to walk away from fame when it no longer felt right. In a world that often rewards spectacle over sincerity, Chad consistently chose authenticity. He didn't win the black tie at the end of his season, but in many ways, he won something far more enduring: respect. Final goodbye. Chad Spodick is survived by his mother, his extended family, his close-knit friends, and the countless fans who watched his journey unfold nearly a decade ago. Though his life was cut tragically short, his impact remains powerful. He will be remembered not for how his story ended, but for how honestly he lived it. Rest in peace, Chad. You were seen, you were loved, and you will not be forgotten.